In this video analysis, we will be analyzing a scene from episode 5 of Queen's Gambit. This scene focuses on Beth Harmon, who has earned a reputation as a competitive chess prodigy. Set around the Ohio U.S. Championship of 1967, this competition will determine the U.S. champion and subsequently be invited to play in Moscow against Borgov. Beth is determined to win, but first will have to play against one of the few men who has already outplayed her once, Benny Watts. A gambit in chess is an opening move in which a player makes a sacrifice for the sake of a compensating advantage. Based on the editing techniques used, we claim that Beth, playing the role of the queen, has completely sacrificed herself to the game of chess in her drive to win, thus fulfilling the series' prophetic title, Queen's Gambit.
Editing involves the process of selecting, arranging, and assembling. It involves the most crucial components of a film, visual, sound, and special effects, to tell a story or create a feeling. In this clip, the editing is used to create the feeling of suspense in the competition, the tension between Benny and Beth, but most importantly, the editing shows how Beth is consumed by chess, and through her addiction and constant aim for perfection, she ultimately sacrifices herself for the game. Here we see how editing manipulates the spatial relationships between shots. Through what is known as the Kuleshov effect, juxtapositions of shots between Benny and Beth present the idea that they're playing against each other, yet we know they are not. This shows us that they are each other's ultimate competitors. Furthermore, the competitive nature of their relationship and the tension shown in this clip shows how even Beth's personal relationships become linked to chess. She takes part in her relationships in the same way she takes part in chess, in carefully calculated and strategic ways. This suggests the notion that she cannot escape the game of chess, that she has become a part of it. This 3-day chess competition is shown through a time-condensing montage sequence, often using split screens. This makes the action seem fast, intense, all-consuming, and portrays Beth as vulnerable at times. The montage is riddled with ellipses. As a game of chess can be drawn out and take time, the use of an ellipsis is a practical and useful technique. Through the omission of time, we are able to deduce that Benny and Beth are both winning at their respective games. These ellipses also heighten the idea that Beth takes part in continuous strings of games, suggesting her addiction to the game and that the game is slowly taking control of her. There is a fast-paced rhythm to this clip created through editing. This shows the atmosphere of the competition. The shots are short and move on from each other quickly. We are only given a short amount of time to think about what we see. We are thus shown shots which show the important moves, usually the defeat of Beth and Benny's opponents. The soundtrack underscores the rhythm of the shots and establishes this pace. The rhythm of the music increases as the competition of day 1 progresses, to a peak, where the opponents push over their kings. Here the pace reaches a climax in speed and the music stops. A new day comes with new music. The music is used to a similar effect during the competition of day 2. However, interestingly, the music does not stop after the chess is finished, suggesting Beth does not stop thinking about the competition, even in a relaxed setting where she is reading a book. This shows she cannot disconnect herself from the world of chess. The fast rhythm continues in day 3, matching the pressure and the nerves of the competitors. The music stops, and thus the pace slows down at the end of the competition, when Beth bursts out the door, suggesting a feeling of resolution and accomplishment. It can also represent the moment where she is fully absorbed by the game. Here we see how editing and manipulation create the feeling of more space. The auditorium seems large, contrasting a small stage. This idea of emptiness in the large auditorium solidifies the idea of Beth's loneliness and isolation. Along the way, she has sacrificed many relationships for the game.
During the scene here, we see a reverse shot, which is a technique in which a camera switches between shots of different characters. This was edited in such a way that we can see the switching off between Beth and Benny in order to be able to fully follow their conversation. As the camera zooms out and the scene falls into different split screens, the editor implements different match cuts, which allows the audience to be able to have an overall visual of the tournaments and be able to follow Beth, as well as Benny in their games of chess. Additionally, a match on action cut was used to be able to follow the different chess pieces as Beth and Benny play their games. This allows the audience to be integrated in the game of chess. Not only is Beth absorbed by the chess in this scene, but the audience is as well. Furthermore, this whole scene consists of a graphic match cut, in which we can see the repetition of colors, seating, expressions, and chess moves. The aim was for the scene to create symmetry symbolic of Beth's methodological thinking when it comes to chess. In one of the final scenes of this clip, the editor decides to implement an eye-line match cut, in which we can see both Beth and Benny staring into distance, presumably at each other. The effect of this cut is allowing for the interaction of on-screen and off-screen characters. With this type of cut, we feel the tension between Beth and Benny rising. When reflecting on the scene as a whole, we see that the editor decided to make use of parallel editing, which makes us aware of not only Beth's perspective, but also Benny's. This is achieved by using point of views editing, which happens with the different shots are put together in such a way that we are aware of everything that's happening in the scene. The use of split screen achieves the same effect as parallel editing, in which you are able to follow more than one chess match at the time. This is of vital importance as they are simultaneously playing chess. We can feel the tension between Beth and Benny heading for a climax.
In conclusion, the editing techniques that we have explained in relation to this clip support the idea that Beth has become a part of the game and has sacrificed herself to the game of chess. She no longer controls the pieces control her. To make this video, we made use of 4 different editing techniques. One of them we highlighted at the beginning of the video, the freeze frame technique. Can you spot the other 3? If so, which are they and why do we use them in this video?